The Magic Hockey Stick by Peter Maloney and Felicia Zekauskas. Mom never knew why she was sent 2 tickets to that special event. She just said to Dad, "It's for a good cause, and charity actions are always such draws." My father said, "Honey, you've got to be kidding. We haven't the money for auctions or bidding." But that was Friday night, tuxed and gowned. My mom was all smiles, while my daddy just frowned. They went to their auction and kept their hands low, till Mother up to straighten her bow. The auctioneer spotted her hand in the air and shouted, "Sold!" to the woman back there. My father blacked out. When he awoke, he looked up at Mom and said, "Are we broke?" All she could say was, "It happened so quick, and now we're the owners of Wayne Gretzky's stick. It might not be something that you would have bought me, but think of the joy it will bring to your daughter." At breakfast, Mom said, if I couldn't explain, how great was this Gretzky, this player named Wayne. I told her that Wayne was the best of all time, and how he just scored goal 999. Then Dad butted in. "Let's make one thing clear. This stick's not a toy. It's not to leave here. It cost us a fortune, so please don't you take it. I'd go through the roof if someone should break it." But one day the pull of the stick got too strong, and though what I did was terribly wrong, I took down the stick with Wayne's autograph and hid it inside of my long neck strap. I went to the rink and down to the ice, where some people pointed and others looked twice. Even my teammates had a good laugh. I must have looked odd with that old stuffed giraffe. But out of the ice, on my very first shift, I suddenly knew that I had a great gift. As soon as I touched it, I wasn't the same. The stick changed my style. It changed my whole game. And as my first shot whizzed past the goalie, I heard him exclaim, "Gee whiz, holy moly." Nearby, nobody noticed the name on my stick, but that very day, I scored a hat trick. I sneaked the stick out whenever we played. I can't even count all the goals that I made. I'd always score once, and more often twice. That magical stick was quite a device. Then after each game, I'd sneak out the stick back. Thank goodness my parents weren't ones to keep track. But while I was having this fabulous season, Wayne Gretzky stopped scoring. I knew the reason. Game after game, he just couldn't score. 1 game, then 2 games, then 3 games, and more. I read the papers. The writers were rough. They wrote that Wayne Gretzky had lost his best stuff. They said that the old Wayne, once so great and admired, was just now too slow, too old, and too tired. Oh, how I fumed to hear such things said. I tossed and I turned, and I withered my bed. And then as I fell into deepening slumber, a voice said to me, "Return the man's lumber." That stick meant the world to me and my team, but who could ignore such a voice in a dream? And then I remembered that warning from Dad. If that stick should vanish, he'd really be mad. But I didn't care. I made my decision. I knew what to do. I now had a mission. I'd go to the garden and ask to see Wayne. I knew I had something to ease all his pain. The man at the door was a fellow named Bob, and letting me in could have cost him his job. But he was a fan as well as a guard. He told me, "Be kind, Wayne's taking this hard." Wayne was way down in the dumps. "It's bad," he said sadly, "the worst of all slumps. Then I took the stick from my trusty giraffe. Wayne saw it was signed with his own autograph. I said, "It's the stick that scored 99. I want you to have it. It's not really mine. It's made me much better. I'm now my team's star. I'm sure it will bring out the star that you are." Now Wayne always welcomed and kindly assist, so he laid his strong hand on my little girl wrist. "But what about you, girl? The stick helps you score." But I said that I thought that he needed it more. He said, "You're most kind," and then with a laugh, the great one asked me for my autograph. Later that night, I watched ESPN. The Rangers and Gretzky were playing again. Then Dad called to me, "Come in here, quick. Tell me, young lady, just where is that stick?" I said, "Dad, I'm sorry, but please come with me." And I sat him in front of our color TV. As we looked on, the great Gretzky scored, and seeing that stick, my father just roared, "You gave him our stick? We're crying out loud." But Mom slapped me 5 and said she was proud. Wayne may have scored with a flick of his wrist, yet it was our daughter who gets the assist. In our final game, we played well and won. Still, I was more pleased with what I had done. I had pulled Wayne right out of his slump and helped him get over the 1,000-goal hump. And as for that stick and how much it's worth, it's now the most famous stick on the earth. It's up in Toronto, encased in a shrine. That stick with 2 names, Wayne Gretzky's and mine. The end.